All right. Hey. All right. I am live. Hello. Hello. Good. Hello. Good afternoon. Okay. I know I'm going live a little bit later than I normally do. For those of you that are seeing me for the first time, my name is Kristen Ingram. I am the CEO of Ingram Digital Media and the founder of Bookkeeper Training School. And I go live on this page a couple times a week, usually Tuesdays and Thursdays. Just to kind of talk about things that my bookkeepers are asking about, that you guys are asking about. And so I think that, it's really important to get out there and really share about what's going on in business, what the realities are of business, and just trying to do this while you've got, kids around and busy lives and all those things. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about experimentation in your business and in your life in general, right? So I think a lot of times we try something, and then when that thing doesn't work, we just decide, okay, we failed, right? We throw our hands up and we're done. And an approach that I've taken in my life and in my businesses, I own two businesses. I have an accounting and bookkeeping firm, and then I also have Ingram Digital Media. And so one thing that we are constantly doing in our business is we're trying new things. We're experimenting. We're experimenting with ads. We're experimenting with messages. We're experimenting with colors. We experiment with things on social. We experiment with different product pricing, different markets. And so, I think a lot of times small businesses, they get very rigid and they forget that one of the awesome things about being a small business owner is that you get to pivot, right? And you can say, you know what, this isn't working, I'm going to go over here. And during COVID, we saw a lot of that with small businesses, that there were some small businesses that are like, nope, this is how I've always done things. And so this is how we're going to continue to do things. And it's worked in the past and it's going to work now. And there were other businesses that said, you know what? No, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna try new things. And I remember when we were up in Connecticut, there were a couple businesses that pivoted really, really well. One of them was a pizza place that started doing family meals. And everything they did was curbside. And so you'd call up and you could order your family meal, and they were amazing dinners. And the owner every single morning would go live on Facebook and say, these are today's family meals. This is what we're doing. And the cool thing is too, they gave away a lot of meals too for families that needed help, which was really awesome. But these amazing family meals were so, so good. And that kept all of his staff employed, busy. The restaurant was thriving. Like, you would go there on a Friday night and it was so busy. Like, it was just like the entire parking lot would be full of cars picking up their meals, right? Because they pivoted. We had retail stores that were unable to open, right? But the rule where we were in Connecticut was as long as you could do curbside, you could stay open. And a lot of people equated curbside with food, right? But we had a number of retail businesses that said, okay, you can, instead of coming in to browse the store, you can set up an appointment to FaceTime with us, or you can call the store and we'll get on a video call with you and we'll walk around the store with you and help you make your purchase. You tell us what you're looking for, we'll help you shop, and then you can come pick it up, or we can ship it to you, or we can have somebody drop it off. Like, how cool is that, right? And so these businesses, they try new things, they try different things to see what would work for them. A lot of these businesses did this with very little capital. Like, think about it, right? Like, we all have the phone, right? So you can FaceTime without adding a lot of expense to your business, right? They didn't set up a website. They didn't set up a Shopify. They just said, okay, you know what? This is what we're going to do. And so think about that in your business. I know a lot of you A lot of you are saying like, I have to have a website so I can't go into business. I have to have this thing, I have to have that thing, and I don't have the money to do it, so I can't open my business. I know people who are running retail through Facebook groups. I know people who are running, who are just have like booking links for people to work with them with something like Calendly, which is free. I know a lot of businesses, a lot of small businesses just redirect their domain, right? They redirect their domain directly to their Facebook page or their LinkedIn profile or their QuickBooks Pro Advisor profile. And so if you're sitting there going, I can't do this because, I want you to dig down really deep and say, you know what, is that really what's stopping me? Or is it something else? I know, we had our monthly coaching call in Empower Bookkeeper Network, which when you buy Bookkeeper Training School, you get 6 months of calls with us. And I think most people just think it's the weekly Q&As. We do weekly Q&As. We do a tech talk call once a month. We do a coaching call once a month. We do a new and returning member mingle, where everybody gets on a call with all the new members. And so that's a lot of fun. And so we have all these different support calls in the program. But we just did our coaching call on Monday. And fear was like a big thing with everybody, right? Fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, fear of doing this and it not working. And the people who have been really successful in the course are people who have tried different things and tried something for a little while. If that didn't work, say, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna try this marketing instead, or I'm gonna reach out to these people instead, or I'm gonna try these different groups, or I'm gonna do some online and some in person and see what works best for me. And they're constantly experimenting with what they're doing and making small little changes, small little tweaks to see what works. And that's what successful business owners do. So this week's podcast episode kind of falls in line with that. So this week's podcast episode is all about the most important thing that I learned from meditation. And if you've never meditated before, typically when you're meditating, you're concentrating on something, right? To help keep you grounded. And I am by no means any expert. I am practicing, right? I'm learning and I'm growing and I'm practicing. But you focus on something so that you have somewhere to kind of point your mind. I don't know if you're like me, but my mind's like pew, 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 right? Is that just me? My mind's going all over the place, 90 different directions all the time. And so I practice meditation to help kind of direct my mind and help me with my focus. And so you focus on something, and inevitably what's going to happen is your brain is going to start to go pew, 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 okay, in all different directions while you are meditating. And so the thing that you do during meditation is you say, okay, I am going to begin again. When you realize that your brain is going off in 90 different directions, you stop and you say, okay, I'm going to go back to my focal point, whether that's your breath or the movement of your chest or whatever you're focusing on. It could be like right now I can hear the fan on my computer. You can actually use that as your focal point. You could just close your eyes and focus in on that. But whatever your focal point is, you return to that. And so you begin again. And that is one thing that is so critically important when you're a business owner, is that when you do something and it doesn't work, it's not a failure, it's an experiment. And you say, okay, let's go experiment with something else. Because every time you hear no or something doesn't work, you are one step closer to finding the thing that is going to allow you to hear yes, that is going to allow you to make the steps that you want to make to build the business or the life that you want. And for a lot of you, this applies to all areas of your life, not just your business. And so if you want to exercise more and you try walking and you don't like walking, or you try the gym and you don't like the gym, instead of saying, oh, well, I guess exercise isn't for me, you try something else, right? If you try an eating style and it doesn't work for you, you try something else. And so life is all about experimentation and trying different things and seeing what works for you. Business is exactly the same way. So I hope that you'll check out this week's podcast. Our podcast is Confessions of a Small Biz Mama. You can listen anywhere you find a podcast. You'll see the podcast cover is my face. And we have over 70 episodes out right now, so there's lots to listen to if you haven't listened yet. You can also, if you don't listen to podcasts or you need help finding the show, you can go to smallbizmama.com, and that will get you to the latest episode. All right. Thank you so much for listening. Let me know what you need to begin again in the comments below, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.